Alright. So we just got these last boards to put on. 4 on the bottom, 4 on the top. This wall is super strong, you guys. Like, I can't even express like the strength of this wall and what this wall will actually hold if I were to, really need to put some weight on the top of it. Honestly, you guys, if I really needed to put something heavy as hell on top of this thing, it would take it. Let me grab one of my clamps. Alright, just finishing this thing up. Cannot wait. Clamps honestly just make things so much easier. Don't get me wrong, you can do it without the clamps, but it just makes the job that much better. We're at our final stages of building this wall. We're on to the final screws and final boards. package in the mail today for something fishes really, really need. Super stoked about that. Can't wait to give them what they got today with you guys. Get it all set up. Put these last two boards on down here. All we have is the 4 boards at the top for the very, very top brace, which honestly at this point we're just getting to the overkill stage with this shit. But I'd rather go overkill than underkill. When I put the shelf against the wall, it is level. For the most part, it's within the bubbles, which is good. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. Man, am I super excited. So close to being done with this. This has been a mess. This has been rough, but so worth it in so many ways. This wall's going to be beautiful. I don't think I'm going to do the auto water change exactly yet. I'm kind of nervous to drill these new tanks. Quite used to doing water changes manually at this point, and it's really not too bad of a task to do. So would be nice though. Just don't see it happening quite yet. Future, I can definitely see it coming. Our next step is to set up for the air lines and stuff like that, and the airline drops. So, kind of where we're at next. Got 4 screws to put in the back side and then around to the top. So let's put our screws in. And this thing sometimes is good at following, other times it's kind of a little slow. There it goes. It loses me kind of quick sometimes. I don't know if it's lighting or what it is, but it does lose me and then find me. There we go. When I go to move eventually, I am taking this with me. That's a guaranteed for sure thing. Whew. Keeps losing my face. Does keep finding it though, so it's okay. Looking good, mate. Thanks, Ashley. Much appreciated. And then we gotta put, like I said, the last 2 4-boards on at the top. And I think we're gonna go look over it one more time, make sure all the screws are in, because that's crucial. I mean, this thing is strong. Like, you can't even flex any bit of the 2x4s on it. It's definitely not going nowhere. It's beyond what was necessary for the build. But well worth it. So let's put our last boards on top. Set them up there. Get our clamp up there with us. Hello. This thing is funny sometimes. It just like completely lost me. I don't even know how it lost me, but it did. Alright. All the way up here. If you guys haven't already, like and subscribe. We're getting really close to that 2K mark for our subscribers. And I couldn't have done it without you guys, all your support. I need screws. It might help. Full screws. I'm using torque screws and I'm using the contractor screws. Should be fine. And I'm putting extra loads of screws in to where we shouldn't have any issues with any braking or anything like that. Come on, camera, keep up. There we go. I think it's all the way up at that point. So hopefully you guys can see up here. And this ain't gonna have any weight on it, so still gonna put typical ass load of screws in here because that's what we've been doing on the whole thing. I'm sure my neighbors are ready for me to be done with this. I'm sure I've been driving them mildly nuts. Only if they knew what I was doing in here. They'd probably even think I was even more nuts. Alright guys, 2 more boards. Two more boards. A nice handful of screws. Oh, this feels good to be putting the last couple of boards on here, guys. Can't even express the feeling. Can't wait to just relax and enjoy the plecos that we put in here. So of course that's what it's for. Plecos. Final screw stages, you guys. We're getting there. Tripod keeps losing me here. Enough. Hopefully these fish know what I go through for them, honestly. All I want is for them to thrive, have a good, happy, fishy life. And like I said, we did get something in the mail today. I'm really excited to show you guys. Finally. Because the first time, it's something I already ordered and showed you guys, but it was way off. So some of you guys might be able to guess what it is. Pay attention to the videos. Alright, here we go, final stretch. All we got to do is go around and make sure we have all of our screws in everywhere. And we're done. Our next step is going to be running the air line. All of our PVC tubing for our air lines. Whew. Alright. Let's go on the back side and put our last couple of screws in. This thing is solid, you guys. Like, I cannot even express how solid these Deo cuts are. These Deo cuts are just phenomenally strong. Let's see, hand gestures are for the gimbal. So, hello, Adopt. Alright, let's go put our final screws in here. Pocket full of them still. The next crucial honest steps is putting it to the wall. I see a couple of screws that I can put in just for extra security measure. When I move, you guys, I am taking these tank walls with me, so I get to have the fun of removing every one of these screws that I've ever put in here. Take it apart and then reassemble, which is worth it to me than going through the trouble of rebuilding it. Four more screws and we're done. Four more screws. You could literally probably set a bus on this thing, you guys. It's insanely strong. Job building these for people. Maybe I can try to acquire and post online, see if there's any takers. Got probably 8 hours into this. If it was summertime outside, I think I'd be able to cut everything up a little faster. Cleanup was a little bit of a pain in the ass. Last screw. So close to being ready to actually enjoy this thing. So, appears I got all my screws in here. Let's get our clamp back. Let's move our ladder. Well, we don't need to move the ladder, but alright. Kinda almost want to do another live. There we have it. So this is for 6 20-gallon longs and 3 10-gallon tanks. So our next step is we got to run this PVC pipe. I guess I can put it against the wall to get it a little out of the way and give you guys a little better view on it. Let's move this behemoth. It weighs a metric ton, literally. Alright, I'm gonna grab my vacuum and vacuum up some of this dust. I'm trying to keep up on the dust control. Since I cleaned up the last mess from all the sawdust and everything. Headphone alert. I don't think this vacuum's too damn loud, but try to look at it as if we keep up on the dust, it's not going to travel more throughout the house because I already got to clean the majority of the house because I was stupid and walking all over. The best thing that I did was I covered my dang couch so I don't have a bunch of shit on the couch. So that makes me happy. All right, there we have it. Thanks for all the thumbs up, guys. Much appreciated. Thank you all for the support and for being here for me through this build so far. Let's go get our PVC pipe and let's start drilling holes for the run the air stuff. Here's our fittings over here. Bits. I need to make measurements. Some more pieces I had laying around. Try not to waste. I have this 13/16 bit. I just don't know exactly if it's going to be big enough. Let's see. I don't remember what bit I used the last time I did the other one. Probably used a 3/4 bit. I think that one's a little bigger. Yeah, it's a little bigger. So we'll try the 13/16 one and see. That's going to do it. So let's see, start at the bottom or the top? We'll start at the top. So my speed square, pencil. Let me go see actually where I did the last one. Not too low, not too high. Do need to kind of stay near the back. So if I can find a reference point on the square to kind of go off of. Be easier if I had like a little chunk of wood or something to stick up in there to kind of get my distance from the top. Something. This might work. Just looking for a little chunk of something. I know what I can use. I'm going to use shim or spacing. Here we go, guys. Got a shim. This is what I'm going to use to come down and then put my speed square and then mark a spot. That's how we're going to go about that. Sorry if the lighting's kind of poor. I don't really have much more options for lighting. I don't know why it would be dark as it seems in here. It does seem kind of a little rather dark. So, chin up, put the square up, and you're going to come in roughly 2 inches, I think should be fine. I don't know, 2 inches might be a little much in. Might go back just a little bit further. Let me see in the other room how far I came in, you guys. So we're not going to do 2 inches, we're going to come in at 1.5 inches. That's where I went in the other room, was 1.5 inches. So that worked great. I guess I could, as I go along, so I don't have to keep moving the ladder over and over and over, I guess we can drill as we go. So let me grab the drill. bit here. Side. Let's see if our PVC fits with this bit. I hope it does because that's kind of my option I have right now. We're just making more mess. Oh my god, it doesn't fit. Ah! That's the biggest one that I have that I can find right now, of course. That's going to help. Yeah, it does. Alright, so it'll work. That'll work. Just got to go a little extra with it, that's all. These are like bigger chips and not just like fine dust particles. Man, this sucks. I gotta hog these holes out. Ah! Let's make it a little more difficult. There we go. We almost got the first row done. Could be worse. Always could be worse, guys. All right. Next two. I guess I'll just go at it one at a time. It's not as bad. here. Sawdust in my eye, always a good feeling. Big piece I got in there right now. Jeez. Alright, it'll work its way out on its own. There's that shelf. So the next shelves I can do without the ladder, which makes things a lot better. On this side again. So we are doing our airline drops right now. That's what we're currently working on. It's drilling out for our airline drops. I think I'm just going to mark all these so I can just go through and just drill them all out, I guess. Was going one at a time, but seems like it's being pretty time consuming doing it that way. So I think if I can just keep going drill happy, would probably be the best bet here. Vacuum up all the shavings next. This is the final holes that I need to drill in this for now. And the last one. Hitting the holes, guys. let's go drill happy. I managed to drill a diamond hole. I was going to do auto water change on this wall, but man, I really don't feel like drilling these tanks out. I'm kind of scared to do it. Last one for this side. So I'll stay over here and work my way back. Three more holes. Getting closer. 2 more holes. And we can sweep and vacuum. And we're done with the heavy drilling, thank God. Last hole. Woo. There it is. So we have all of our holes drilled for our PVC airline drops. So let's vacuum up our mess. How's everybody doing? Where's everybody from? Let's have a check-in. Thumbs up if you haven't already, guys. Show some support and love. You guys' support means everything. Quite impressive how far some of these chips actually went. Jeez. Alright. Yeah, about 90% of it. It's good enough for now. We got parts bin. I can find that. There it is. And we need to turn the wall so we can cram the long pieces of PVC through. It's going to turn it up, honestly. Let's see here. Still going. Yep. Still going, guys. We're about to do fish are like meth. You just want more and more. Yes, absolutely, Ashley. That's exactly what it's like. Alright, so now we need to try to fish these long pieces of PVC in. That's going to be quite difficult. I don't like cutting things before at the final setup or in place, so it's going to be the hardest part, honestly, is trying to do this. I got everything fighting with me, including my ceiling fan. These are 10-foot pieces, so I mean, this PVC is quite flexible, but there's some flex into it, and it just makes it difficult. This is work. Look at that. It's actually working pretty good so far. Alright. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's zoom out. I think we can use possibly this strip to get a little more light on the project, to shed just a little more light on here. Let's see if we can get this to work. It's going to make it worse. It's just this corner is pretty dark. So maybe I can get this light strip to help us out a little bit. That strip's all jacked up. I've tried taping it up and fixing it a couple of different times. It just doesn't want to cooperate. guy. And I guess that's better than it was, right? You guys can see a little bit better. It's a little better. Wish I could get the whole thing to come down and stand. Just don't see what happened there. Well, it's better than it was. Let's just keep moving on. Two rows. Now we got the last row to go in here. This is probably the one because it's probably the tightest screw I've had. So. There's our 3 pieces of PVC are in. We can slide the wall back. I was trying to give myself a room back there. We'll get back there. Alright, so here's our airline drop PVC tubing. So it's in there now. Now our next step is to figure out what size drill bit it was that goes in and hooking all of that up. So I might end this live now that the wall's built and majority of the stuff's in, and I think I'm going to start a new live with a new title, and that way the stuff's going to be a little easier to find. So like and subscribe if you guys are just coming in. I'm going to end this live and we're going to start a new one. Like I said, we just got our PVC drops in, as you see, and they're sticking out both sides. And then we're going to plumb all this up and get our air pump set up with our airline drops. And then we might end up being able to get as far as filling the tanks up today, guys. That's kind of a goal I'm trying to reach. If we can just start getting some water in these tanks, that would be the most ideal, amazing thing. So let's end this live and let's start a new one with a new title. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Give me about 5 minutes.